on the Styrene episode of the build for our 1950 Chevy stepside AMT. A lot of fun with this build. 2002 release. Alright, like Dr. Cranky has told all of you, and I can vouch for him, it's absolute truth. This truck is an absolutely amazing kit. And when you get into it, what I've found is no matter what way you want to go with it, it allows you to just open up and explore all the creative possibilities that you can come up with. I went with a street machine full custom version, and I actually dropped a big block 454 Chevy engine out of the SS19 Chevelle kit from the Revell monogram kit into the engine bay, which turned this into a SS454 limited edition 1950 Chevy stepside, which I don't think I've ever seen one before. So that's, that was my take on it. And the model just totally amazed me, and I fell in love with it. And I will definitely be building as many more as I can get my hands on in the future, and just doing different themes with them. It's just a wonderful model all the way around. So I highly recommend anybody out there to get it and build it and have fun with it. The name of this project is Super Bad. 1950 Chevy stepside street machine, Super Bad. On the paint, we got Rust-Oleum, which is it's about 3 coats of thin layered Rust-Oleum yellow. The Painter's Touch one. It's also got 3 coats of clear, very thin coats of clear that's been hand rubbed and polished to a high gloss shine. The interior is as a hybrid mix, butternut cream, and it's just a wonderful model all the way around. See if we can spin it around here a little bit. Some of the body modifications I've done, Dr. Cranky did a clinic on the how-to suspensions. On my suspension, I kind of went a little bit more elaborate and did a fully scratch-built suspension, which I'll try to show you here if I can. The slideshow is going to be a lot more detailed. But basically, you got disc brakes, 4 disc brakes with brake lines running from each rotor to the master cylinder. Scratch built rear end. I got a C-notch frame with the transaxles. I used toothpicks for the axles and the rear end. I painted them red. And it's got the fuel cell with the fuel lines. I would definitely check out the slideshow in the future if you want to check out this suspension. Front suspension is independent front suspension with dual coilover shocks. The springs are actually metal springs, and there again, you got your brake lines, your fuel lines, everything wired up under there. Just a really, really elaborate, extreme suspension set up for this ride. This engine here, I didn't glue this cab down just for the reason of taking this off and showing you guys, because like Dr. Cranky, sometimes I don't glue certain things so I can actually take them off and get better views of it. Oh, I want one of our wheels, which is cool. All right, we got the 454 big block sitting right there. Came out of the 1970 Chevelle 3-in-1. We got the Moroso chrome valve covers, red spark plug wires, linkage, fuel lines ran. We've got it fully plumbed with a custom radiator hoses. I actually put top fuel dragster zoomy headers on this car, which is just absolutely awesome. I mean, this thing would just blow your eardrums out if it was real, you know? Okay, the scoop here came off of an AMT. It was either a 53, 54, or 56 Ford step side. It's one of those old vintage kits. But it's a, I don't want to say Mr. Gasket, it says on the top there. I can't remember if you see it or not. But just go ahead and turning it on its side so you can get a really good look at the underbelly of this beast. A lot of intricate detail and a lot of time, guys. But the overall project was mind blowing, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. This kind of suspension here, if you were going to go with it, I would just say take your time, piece by piece, and get it in best you can. It does take time to get something like this built and put together. But if you got your vision, I knew I wanted to drop a big block 454 SS in a limited edition truck. That was like the theme. And then when I went to the suspension, I was just like, I've got to get this thing down in the weeds. And so I just totally scratch built the suspension, and this is what I came up with. To me, building is a journey, it's an adventure, and I never know exactly where it's going to lead, but I know when it's over with, I look back and sometimes I can't believe, where I came, what I came up with. But this was just an awesome build, very enjoyable truck. I would definitely be building many more in the future. Yeah, up front we got the custom tube billet grill, which I just think makes this front end look so mean and nasty. We got the Frenched in recessed headlight buckets. Very cool engine, a hood cut out just good enough to let the stack stick through the blower. Very custom, very clean, very sleek, very smooth. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is one of the lowest 1950 Chevy step-side model trucks on YouTube. If anybody's got one as low as this, God bless you. But it took a lot of fabricating and customizing to get this stance. But this is the way I wanted it to look. This is my vision, and I think it came out wonderful. Yeah, in the bed we've got popsicle sticks, real wood popsicle sticks that the kids helped me out with and collecting, and it's been stained, so really nice and clean bed. You could eat you a piece of filet mignon off of that if you wanted to. On the back here, it's got the Corvette tail lights and roll pan. And as you can see, it's got the SS 454, which lets everybody know the secret's out. The monster's alive. These wheels uh, came off the 1955 Ford step side. I think they complement the truck just so nice. I'm already getting a lot of comments in part one about this paint. Yeah, the paint on this truck is rattle can. A lot of times, I see a lot of people saying on YouTube you have to have a lot of money and a lot of fancy equipment in order to get a nice paint job. It's just not true. It's all luck and skill, and you can take the cheapest paint you can find and do absolutely wonders with it. I'm telling you, it lies more within wet sanding between each coat, laying down super thin coats, um, and the polishing and buffing. All that is, all the elbow grease that you put into a paint job. Every element counts in a paint job. So if any one of those elements, go afoul, you know, the disaster can happen. But when everything goes right, you know, you can find paradise. Everybody's digging a paint job on this truck. I want to do a quick rundown of what it was sprayed with. First off, we got the Color Place gray primer. This is the 20010 can. Um, Really good primer here, guys. Try it out. We got the Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch Ultra Cover, two times spray technology in there, double cover technology. It's the Gloss Sun Yellow. That's the 24909-2. And then the main thing with this is very light coats and wet sanding in between each coat. And put as many layers as you want until it looks like you want it to look. And then put as many layers of the Rust-Oleum crystal clear enamel as you want. I go sometimes 3 to 7 coats depending on how the model is, and I wet sand between each coat. Now I know this is tedious, but I'm here to tell you that if you don't put in the time on the paint job, it's not going to show. In order to get it to look like you want it to look, you're going to have to spend the time and then do all the steps. And even sometimes when you do that, it don't turn out the way you want it. But you can get a shiny paint job from Rattle Can if you do the proper steps and techniques. But on the interior, I've got it's actually a mango. It's a Krylon mango interior as far as the color goes. It's got the in-dash digital screen, blacked out gauges, custom steering column and steering wheel, gear shift from the parts box. The seats are from a 1954 delivery. Awesome build. Absolutely blast to build this truck, and I can't wait to start on another one. Little little recap on the rear end here. We got it is a Corvette rear end suspension that is scratch built with metal paper clips. I used toothpicks as the racing axles because they were thicker diameter, and we got the gold plated sprue for a drive shaft, copper wire for brake lines. Um, just it's a Corvette independent dual coilover shock rear end, and the front end is in the front independent dual coilover shock front end with 4 disc brake system set up on it. Yeah, the firewall is real aluminum that was made out of the Stouffer's macaroni and cheese aluminum tray. It was cut to fit and placed in there, but it's real aluminum.